Hello and welcome in to Tater Talks, the podcast where Tater talks gaming, content creation, sports, pop culture, current events, and whatever the hell we want. I am your host, Devin, but most of you know me as Taterboy09. For those of you who don't know this side of me, I'm a variety content creator who streams 4 days a week right here on Twitch and posts videos to YouTube, including this podcast and highlight videos. But yeah, tonight's episode is going to be a little bit different. We don't have a guest tonight. Tonight is going to be just completely Q&A. It's going to be sort of like how I kind of begin my streams with, where we just sit and talk with chat for a bit and we, kind of get to know each other. You can ask me questions. I'll answer them. I put it on like Facebook and YouTube and Twitter and all that stuff to post, questions if you had them. Cause some people aren't necessarily aware of what the podcast looks like. Or like what a podcast really is. And that's kind of where we're going to get started, at least initially here. So it's going to be a good time. It's going to be fun. I'm glad to see a lot of familiar faces in the chat already, and even some new ones. Mazrin, let's see, Elite Titan, Mazrin, Killer Queen, sing the song. And then I'm sorry, is it Kitten or Arain? I am totally butchering that name. I'm so sorry, but I saw that you were named Skylar earlier. So I think I'll just call you that. We'll just go with that. Anywho, welcome in. Seriously, this is going to be a good, fun day. Like I said, we don't really have anything planned. Don't have any guests. Don't have anything to feed off of. So it's definitely going to go a little bit different here. How do you feel about your spot in Avalanche? That's a great first question. So anyone who doesn't know, Avalanche is a new community that's forming and has really... taken apart really quickly, been put together really quickly. Really it's just a community. They're just hang and chill. I will have a Discord link that will be for their Discord, where we'll be a part. And, it's just basically chilling and gaming, being friends with people that you may know or people that you don't even know at all. So it's definitely going to be a good stepping stone into the, meeting a new group of people. And everybody I've met so far has been super, super nice. Yeah, Skylar. Yeah. I got you. What was the name change there? What was that? Reasoning behind that. So yeah, we're just going to be sitting here talking. There were a few questions that I had gotten, not necessarily from comments or anything like that, but a few questions that came from just, submission and, immersion and stuff like that. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about is, Katana Rain. Got it. Okay. That makes sense. If I would just read, that's one thing you'll know about me is I'm not very good at reading, but once you explain it to me, I'll never forget it. That's always why I was so slow at school, in my opinion. And this is kind of a tangent, but it is what it is. Where I was never really like the smartest kid in school, but I used to be really good at seeing something for the first time and then remembering it forever. But that stopped at some point. So you have to tell me a few times, and I'll remember as soon as I got it down. But I have to get a few times there first. So one of the questions that I got from just some sort of immersion was quite basically, what is a podcast? And that's a great question because there's no real answer for what a podcast is. Generally it's just the best way I can describe it, and the best way I would describe it to somebody who I knew that would be but somewhat interested in a podcast would be really, it's just a radio show that's kind of shortened. And we do it a little bit differently here because we put it on YouTube and we put it on a bunch of different websites and, all the other podcast websites, and we stream it live on Twitch. It's something that I don't know if a lot of people start like that or if they just, put it on wherever they, record it and then they put it on wherever they want to. But that's why it looks a little bit different for us. But that's what I love about it. Elite Titan says he has a good question whenever you're ready. You can say it whenever. I only have like one or two that I have planned. And then I was just assuming that I would just start ranting and going off tangents and stuff like that. Killer is what I'm usually called, but my real name is Elena. Oh, I like that name. Elena's a nice name. But so yeah, I mean, quite simply, what a podcast is it's just a radio show that's shortened, and then I mean, some are longer than others. I like to keep mine at around an hour, and most of the time, you're with other people in some sort of fashion, feeding off each other, asking questions, answering questions from each other. And I don't claim to be an expert, but I am aware that sometimes that question is just posed, just what is it? Just you kind of have to go back to basics and see what it is. So like we've had for all the other episodes, it's been great, right? Where we have a person that we're interviewing basically, which is another way also with how podcasts work. And let me just say here first and foremost that, and this is something that I kind of went off the script to start. Obviously, we completely butchered the opening. With the way that we started this podcast, and this was something that I had started the idea of way back in, honestly, it was like January, where I had thought of this idea of, hey, I'm going to start a podcast. I'm going to do it by myself with one guest, and I can be in charge of, whatever needs to be done, and do everything that I want to make it do. But one thing that I felt like I did was I took my time and I made sure that it was set up the way that I wanted it to be set up. So it was something that I took the time to research. I took the time to do all this other stuff. For any who doesn't know, Mazrin, if he's still in the chat, we actually had an experiment with another podcast / gaming YouTube channel called Infinite Roundabout, and it was a lot of fun, but it wasn't very successful. And there's a lot of people around, and I'm a UFO. What's up? How's it going, John? It was not a sports podcast. True, not a sports podcast. But what that was it was four of us, and it was difficult to get people to do different things. I still love that Fortnite video. That Fortnite video is legendary. It's still out there. That's for sure. It was a lot of fun when we did it, and when we were there. The things that people didn't really, I'm not going to say that we were, like at each other's throats or anything like that, but what people didn't see was kind of the aftermath of, or like the after show of, being on the podcast and stuff like that. It quite honestly was just a little bit of chaos because it was trying to get organized 4 people in the same spot. It was, like I said, it was still a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun with it. The YouTube videos are still out there. You can find them. Infinite Roundabout on YouTube. They're still out there. They exist. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, but it was, when I started this podcast, it was something that I just wanted to be a part of and, be in charge of all the, make it sort of mine, where it's, I'm doing the logistics stuff, and as well as the, everything needs to be done. And also Knees Dude, welcome to the chat. Welcome in. Knees Dude was last week's guest, so I encourage you to peep that. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, so that was one of the reasons why I started this. So like right now, and this is kind of once again going off on a tangent of what a podcast is, right? So what I'm doing right now is the easiest part of this whole process. I would say basically from Monday night to like Thursday morning are are extremely stressful, just for all of the back end stuff that I have to do, especially because if I want to make sure that there's a guest coming on, want to make sure that they're coming on and, have everything that they need, everything's sound checked right, the video looks good, all this stuff. This is the fun part right here. This is the easy part. But then I have all the other stuff afterwards, which is still fun. Don't get me wrong. It's just a lot of work, but that's okay. And that's what I enjoy about it. And that's why I love this. So what I'm doing this wraparound is that this is the 10th episode of this podcast, and the outpour of support that has come through in this channel on this podcast is ridiculous in how much you guys have shown up every week on time, ready to be engaged in conversation, even if we're not here, necessarily having a conversation out loud. You guys have been here constantly and listening, and we're surpassed 15 downloads already in like 4 short weeks on Buzzsprout. I mean, this has been already more than what I have expected from this podcast. So I just want to thank everybody out there in Tater Talks Nation, Tater Tot Nation, Tater Tot Squad, whatever it is, whatever you're a part of. Thank you for being a part of this podcast, and thank you for being here tonight. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Now, this podcast, I do want to get caught up on chat here, and I do want to read some chat, so I want to make sure we're all here. Yes, get all the Tater Squads in chat. That's the fun stuff that you get when you're over here on twitch.tv/Taterboy09. All right, okay, so let's see here. Killer had a question, Killer Queen, and everybody sing the song as soon as we put that on there. Hate to be that girl that keeps things to my stuff, but question, do you see yourself growing in Smash and growing the Avalanche name? Of course I do. I've always liked Smash. I feel like it's something that, the game itself has definitely evolved over the years, right? But it has grown in such a sense where the roster is huge. So there's definitely a character for every person that you could possibly have, right? Any particular reasons. Like, for example, I was having a conversation with the leader of, the starter, I should say, of Avalanche, which is this Discord server that I'm a part of. It's a community I'm a part of now. And he was talking about how, he was really good at coaching somebody, and he looked at what their strengths and their weaknesses are, and then he say, hey, play this, and then do this, and then do that, and then now they're good at that character. I think that that's something that is really missed in this day and age. I think in this day and age, there's a lot of just like people trying to not necessarily help people, but kind of demand that they do something. So it's good to see that there's still good people out there that are trying to help. And not only just try and help, try and make somebody better at what they're doing, and then take it to the next level. Anyways, let's see here. Next question, Elite Titan, who had his question here, and he had it all prepared, and he was like, oh, this is going to be a really good question. Let's talk about this, though. His question was, with the current state of Call of Duty, what do you think people are going to expect with the new one that's coming out? They're going to be expecting the exact same thing that they've already done. Call of Duty is just a cash cow now, just like Madden games. Honestly, Madden games are basically turning into, well, they're not turning into that. They've been that, and they've been that consistently for a long time, right? And that's okay. That's what their job is. Their job is to make money, period. That's their job, to make money. The issue that I have with at least Call of Duty so far is that I really like this one. And I've said that every single time. So when World War II came out, I was like, oh, it was fun. I had a lot of fun playing that. And then Black Ops 4 came out, and I was like, oh, I have even more fun playing with that. And then now we're at, it's out now, the Modern Warfare. This is by far the game that I've played the most when it comes to multiplayer. And then it actually has an online battle royale game that I enjoy. So where do we go from here? Am I going to get the next one? That's the question that's going to be asked. I'm not getting the new Madden after getting 20. Just saying. Just putting that out there. Thank you. Excuse me. That's called having a personality, Tot, and there's a reason we brought you to Avalanche. I appreciate that. Killer Queen. Every time I see your name, I sort of think that. Yes, Mike, thank you for reminding me, and thank you for your kind words, by the way. Appreciate you. So yeah, in case anybody who's in the chat and enjoys things that they like torturing me, because everybody in the Twitch chat loves torturing me, smile. There is a new thing with Twitch. So if you look at the channel points, and we found out that you cannot do this on mobile, so you have to be on your computer. If you go to the channel points, you'll see that for the 100,000, the cooking stream is no longer there. Everyone calm down, be easy. Everyone relax. Everything's fine. What Twitch has added is a community challenge. And what can you do with a community challenge? Well, with a community challenge, you can pool your points together which is something that you guys in chat have always wanted to do. Pool your points together for a common goal. So what I have done is I've put the cooking stream challenge in at 200,000 channel points. And you can pool your points together. And once we reach that to 100%, then we will do the cooking stream. It will happen. It's going to happen. Yes, everybody get mad in chat. Yes. I love to see the Tater rages in chat. I love it so much. Love it so much. Omni, what's up? How's it going? What's going on? We're just chilling, hanging out, having a good time here. This is the podcast, which you're aware of. We're just doing a Q&A here. Since we don't have a guest tonight, so it's already popping off, having a good time. Jonathan, what's up? How's it going? Good to see you. Good to see you. Glad you made a live podcast. Can we get a ban on C. Walker? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That man has gifted more subs to this channel than anybody else, any other two people combined. Fact. It's not going to happen. What Hobbit is the best Hobbit? Do you mean what movie is the best Hobbit of the Hobbit movies? Or like which Hobbit is my favorite? Because I don't know really if I have an answer for either of them. No, what Hobbit is the best Hobbit? Okay, got it. Thanks for clearing that up. Which Hobbit do I... Oh, I love Bakba Soup's emotes. Bakba Soup is the best emote. Should book you as a guest? Guest what? No, I'm just kidding. I was just kidding. No, I was actually thinking about that. So we'll I have most of who I want set up, and I haven't actually talked to people for August. So it'd be actually like we're not stopping with this podcast, dude. We're not stopping with everybody that likes hanging out and chilling and all that good stuff. We're not done with this. I have people who I know that I want to be on all the way out to September into October. I haven't officially asked people because it's a little too far out for people to commit, especially if there's no like money involved with being a guest on the show, right? So, but maybe we're going to be out here. We're going to keep doing this. It's going to keep going for a long, long, long time. And I can't wait. It's going to be fun stuff. Okay, so what Hobbit is the best Hobbit? So, I mean, who's there even to pick one? Pip and Merrin? Mary? Mary, right? It's got to be Sam, right? Sam's got to be your favorite, right? At least I would think that would be my favorite if you're just talking about straight Hobbit people. Because let's just throw this out there. Let's just throw this out there. Frodo's kind of a whiner, right? A little bit of a whiner. So, I understand that he had a lot put on his shoulders very quickly. He's kind of a, let's just say that if it wasn't for Sam, they definitely would not have finished the movies. Just saying. Bilbo's creepy, but he was old man, and I'm just strictly talking the Lord of the Rings movies. I've only saw the Hobbit movies once, and those aren't really... I don't know if they're really worth watching again, but they're good. I mean, they were good for when they came out, and cinematically, they're beautiful. So I would say Sam. Also, I really like Sean Astin. He's a really good character. The guy that plays Rudy, he's a really good actor. Underrated acting performance he had was he played the mom's love interest in Stranger Things season 2. And for anybody who actually watched the show, F's to pay respects. Jonathan asks, are you a comic book collector? Sadly, the comic book phase kind of went past me. The comic book phase for me was when they started becoming movies. So I'm not really a comic book collector, no. But I do obviously enjoy all the movies that have come out. So like when I was a kid, one of the first movies I ever watched was the very first X-Men movie. And then followed quickly by the second X-Men movie. Both great movies. Excuse me. So at that point, we weren't really into collecting comic books. There is a comic book store in my hometown. And it's really well known. It's called a novel. No, what's it called? Trade a Tape. I think it's called Trade a Tape. It's a really cool place. It's really inconvenient and it's open at weird hours, but it's a really cool place to just chill. And they have cats there. It's always fun to go there because they have cats. So you can like pet cats and all that stuff while you're just looking through comic books. The problem that I have with comic books, and the problem really that I really have with any, and it's not really a problem, but the thing that I have with anything in general is that I need to have it, but I need to have it in order, and I need to have it in the order that it was created. So like for me, I want to read X-Men or the Uncanny Spider-Man. I want to read that from front to back. I want to read that from the very first episode or very first issue to the very last. It's just how my brain works. I need to have it from the beginning. And there have been times where I've restarted a game, and honestly, Final Fantasy VII, the original, is a great example of this. I have restarted Final Fantasy VII, the original game, over probably 4 times. Because I played it, I'd get a certain distance into it, and then I would stop playing it, and then I would go to the next, I would play something else, and then I'd start playing it again, but my brain would be like, okay, well, it's been too long, I need to play it from the beginning. So I started playing it from the beginning again, and I swear I've done that about 4 times, and it's just how my brain works. It's nothing, it's just how it works. I need to watch it. I need to watch something, read something in order. It's the same reason why I never actually got through Dragon Ball Z. So I never watched Dragon Ball Z when I was growing up as a kid either, but I tried to watch it again when I was in college, actually. And it was really tough to watch it because it was it kind of aged, and if you're watching just Dragon Ball Z, just like the regular Dragon Ball Z, there is just like 10-15 episodes of filler, one cool thing happens, and then 20 other episodes of just filler stuff. And it kind of didn't age itself very well, but also I was watching it as pretty much an adult, not as a kid, when most everybody else was watching it, at least in my age group, as a kid. And they had that whole nostalgia aspect of it. It was like, oh, this is so cool because of this, or this is so cool because of that, right? I'm sure the fight scenes were all really cool. The as far as I got was basically right before they started fighting the Ginyu Force. So before that, basically the last big fight that I saw was the first time that Goku and Vegeta had fought. And that last scene was really cool. And if I had seen that some other time, maybe I would have continued watching it. But it is what it is. It is what it is. But like I said, my brain functions in the way that I need to read something from front to back. So comic books, I never really got into, like collecting them. And they're just hard to find. They're really hard to find. I would say the only comic book that I have read, which wasn't really even a comic book in general, it was actually just a graphic novel, was The Walking Dead. And The Walking Dead, ooh, the graphic novel of The Walking Dead is so much darker than the show, and it is really good. Although I didn't get past, so I got these big books. My fiance actually got these for me. These big books that had probably 20 or 30 issues in them. And I got to book 4. So I got pretty decently far into it. I think they're at book 13 now. I got into book 4. So I got pretty decently far into it. I never finished it, but it was definitely really good. And so if anybody has any need for a good graphic novel, something like that, watch The Walking Dead or read The Walking Dead. The show has kicked me off for a long time. It's not even close. It's not even close. Tell me you like Harry Potter. Omni? Yes, I enjoy Harry Potter. I'm not as much of a freak about Harry Potter as some people are, but obviously I read the books growing up. I read most of the books growing up. I guess I didn't read them all. I still watch them. I watch the movies as they came out. I have probably seen the Um, what is the fourth one? The Goblet of Fire. I've seen the Goblet of Fire probably 200 times. But the reason I've seen it so much is because one summer it was for free on HBO or something like that. Um, and it was like the one weekend or something I was at my grandparents' house or something. They had HBO. I don't know. It was something weird. But I had watched it. And so I've seen that one probably a bunch. If you just take away the aspect of it being like a kid's, based off of a kid's book or based off of, a youth book, the Deathly Hallows Part 1 and 2 could be up there in like the top like 30 movies of all time. Like combine those two together, those are just brilliant movies. So well done. And I only saw them like once or twice. You think X-Men turned 20 recently? Yikes. That makes me feel old. Thanks for that. FF7 is godly. I love it so much. Know the story inside out. I didn't even really get in that far. Basically, in Final Fantasy VII is how far I got into the original game was as far as what Final Fantasy VII, the remake, left off at. So, works out not too bad actually. You know what show I watched now and liked more as an adult than as a kid? The regular show. That is a show I've never watched before, but I feel like it kind of falls in par with the Rick and Morty. And maybe that's completely false. I don't know. I don't watch it very much. I've never watched the regular show. X-Men came out 20 years ago today. Wow, that's incredible. That is actually incredible. So I was probably at the movie theaters like next week, 20 years ago, watching that movie. I remember I saw that in theaters. It was a dope movie. Honestly, I don't even remember what the regular show is. But I know that if I watched Rick and Morty as a kid or something like that, I would not have liked it. But I think that Rick and Morty is, more like Adult Swim stuff. You know what it means. It's older than me? Yikes. Oof. Wasn't your generation. Is Naruto in Dragon Ball Z? Those are different shows, Jonathan. But in my opinion, Naruto over Dragon Ball Z, and I've seen only a little bit more Naruto than I've seen Dragon Ball Z. Don't at me. Because of you, I started watching the 100 again. Hey, I was actually talking with Cat Lady about this, and I always wanted to watch the show, the 100. But by the time she had got into it, she was like two or three seasons deep. I didn't want to start another show. I didn't want to start a commitment to another show. But now that it's over, I can just, hey, let's bounce through it, right? Let's just get through it as fast as we possibly can. Again, how do you do it? I thought I finished it when I first started, but I ended on season 4. Ah, gotcha. That'll get you. I love it very much. Very much, sir. Yes. Season 4 was a good season. Did you start from the beginning or did you just where you left off? Finish where I left off, then I started back over again. There you go. See, like my brain would never do that. I would have to start the show from the beginning again. That would never have worked for me. I would have had to start it off right from the very, very beginning again. Because it's just how my brain works. It is what it is, It is what it is. Yeah, I will want to watch it eventually. It's like Rick and Morty, but sneaky, dirty, not right in your face, but it's super dirty. Oh, okay. Got it. I'll have to keep that in mind. I think the regular show is on Hulu, and we basically have, all of the different platforms that you can watch things on. Wow, wouldn't it be great if they had one thing where you could watch every single show ever on? If they just had it all centralized in one place, wouldn't that be cool? Wow, it's like they've almost thought of that before. That was kind of a boomer joke. Get Tater Boomers in chat. Oh, that's just cable. Yep, exactly my point. Exactly my point. Pinky and the Brain. That is a show that I haven't thought about in a very long time. Pinky and the Brain was such a good show. And it was one of those shows where you could just like watch it and it didn't matter. It was like I think that one was like the Saturday morning cartoons. Shout out to my boy Vinco in chat. Hey, what's up, Ben? How's it going, bro? What you doing? How you doing? And Vinco, what's up? I forgot what I was saying. This is turning terrible. This whole podcast is just an absolute disaster. An absolute disaster. Yeah. Oh, Pinky and the Brain. Yeah. Pinky and the Brain was a very good like Saturday morning show that you can watch. Just chill and stuff. My Saturday morning shows was always Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And then after that, I would go do something else because I didn't like any of the other shows that they had after that. Tater's Brain. Tater Rage, true. Jonathan, I think I missed you, but have a good day, bud. Appreciate you coming and hanging out. Yes, it's on Hulu. I'm in the middle of watching it. Nice. I'll definitely have to peep it because I want to... You know what I'm actually rewatching, and I talked about this a few episodes ago, is I'm rewatching Lost, and it's a great show, but it's not your shut your brain off and watch, you know? It's something that you have to just continuously be paying attention to, and they jump back and forth, they jump here, they jump there, they jump there, they jump there, they jump forward, they jump back. It's something that you have to pay attention to the whole time. I'm looking for a show where I can just shut my brain off and watch it. Maybe that's a regular show, maybe it isn't, but I'm always taking suggestions for new shows that I can just shut my brain off and watch. Regular show is amazing. Awesome show. How many times have you watched the 100? I haven't watched it any. I think you were talking to Cat Lady, though. I've seen season 1 and 2 probably 4 times now. Like 3 and 5, 3 times, and season 6 twice. Goodness. Cat Lady needs to get a life. Let me tell you a fun fact about Cat Lady. She watched 10 seasons of Supernatural in a matter of like a day. So those were the fun times. Pokemon is amazing. Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh were the shit. Trust me. I think that the Yu-Gi-Oh is probably considered an anime. I'm not sure honestly if it is or not. But Yu-Gi-Oh had one of the best season 1s, and then it just kind of went downhill. But I don't doubt Yu-Gi-Oh for what they had to do, because what Yu-Gi-Oh had to do was they had to get to the next step, right? Because they couldn't just have it be an island the whole time, or like, oh, let's go do another thing on the island. They had to have it where it's not just these big machines. And then they had the whole like arm things that they had. I don't even know what it was, right? But they had the arm things that they used. And Mike, you doing all right? You doing okay over there? So they had to that's what a show always has a problem with, is like, I have a really good idea for one season worth of stuff. How do we get it to the next part? How do we get to the next part, right? So how do you build off of the first season? So some like producers, especially on like ABC, right? ABC will pick up a show that has a great concept for one season, and then what happens? What do you do after that? What do you come up with after that? Who knows? You guys are flying through chat. I can't even keep up. I need to stop going on tangents. Where was I even at? So, Ben, B Scud. Wait, no, Vinco gifted a tier 1 sub to B Scud. Holy fish moly. Vinco out here supporting the stream. Thank you for the sub, buddy. I appreciate you. That does put B Scud. Make sure that you spam those emotes in chat and all the other chats you're a part of, because now you're part of the Tater Talks squad, the most elite company here on Twitch.tv. Appreciate you, Venko. Appreciate you. Okay. Where we at? Shout out to my boy B Scud in chat. True. Pokemon is amazing. Colby says he's been through Supernatural so many times he can't count. Criminal Minds Supernatural fell off after season 5 for me, but you still watched 10 seasons of it. Not wrong. And then Fap Central comes into the chat, and let me tell you, just tripping balls. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is trash and there is no redeeming it, but it is an anime. To be fair, like I said, Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh! Had one really good season, and then after that, they could not. What was the next part, right? What was the next part they were going to do? So I will say, yes, Pokemon over Yu-Gi-Oh! Fact. That is a fact. But after that, it was just like, obviously it went way downhill. And then it got ridiculously crazy. They just kept building and building off that. It wasn't like a Pokemon where they're building it, new generation, new areas and stuff like that. Or Dragon Ball Z where they're building off of the next spot or the next thing or the next, what happens next, right? Yu-Gi-Oh! Just went completely off the fucking rails. Just went completely off the rails. He had a stroke. Got to give him a second there. Wrong. Viking in the chat. What's up, buddy? How's it going? Fap Central. Lol. You have a plan more than one season? That's what you do after that. Okay, dude. Okay. Yeah, I'm a bit boomer right now, but that's what the emote's for. It's fine. Hey, look at those beautiful emotes. The Tater loves in chat coming out from Be Scud. Halo 3 came out yesterday. Halo 3 came out. I didn't know this. Halo 3 came out on the Master Chief Collection on Steam. Master Chief Collection, hashtag not an ad, but could be, was like $30 for every Halo game that's ever existed. For $30. Remastered, all the good stuff. We're definitely going to play it on stream. I've been waiting for all of them to drop so that once again, I can play them from front to back on stream. Forward to back. Because guess what? That's how my brain works. Smile. Even season 1 was bad. Okay, you're just trolling now. And I watched like season 8 of Supernatural. I don't know whenever they made Dean a demon. Spoilers. Holy jeez. Holy fish moly. No matter what, it still gives me chills. I like Yu-Gi-Oh's versus Pyramid Guy for the eye. Whatever his name was. Yeah, Pegasus. Yep. Pegasus. He's that whole sequence of 5 that sequence was 5 episodes long of them going back and forth. I just remembered of this. I have not seen Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, but I can imagine exactly how it went because I watched the season 1 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Live when it was on Twitch, and let me just take a step back here and say watching anything with Twitch chat is just 1,000 times better. Because Twitch chat is like like you get more than 1,000 people in there, and everyone's just like a collective hive mind, right? So anybody who you watch the Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 1, and anytime that the rules are talked about, people were spamming question marks in chat because none of it made sense because they're just making up rules on the fly. Or anytime Pegasus showed up, anytime Kaiba showed up, there would be something else that would happen. It was a great time. It was really fun to watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 1 on Twitch. Speaking of which, it's also really fun to watch Bob Ross on Twitch. If you've ever seen... yeah. If you've ever watched Bob Ross on Twitch, Fap, you want to shout out Bob Ross for me? Because you have to watch it. Watching Bob Ross on Twitch, he averages like 2,000 viewers every single time. And it's people, it's just one guy replaying his videos, and it's such a fun time. I don't think it's spaced. I think it's just one word, Bob Ross. I believe. I have not seen Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge, but I really want to. There it is. Twitch.tv/Bob Ross. It's so good. It's so good. No matter what was the song when Yu-Gi-Oh! And Joey dueled, that was a good scene too. That was a great, it's basically like, hey, these two guys are the best friends the whole time, and now have to fight each other. What a great concept for an idea. But yeah, as soon as they start talking any sort of rules, question mark, question mark, question mark, because it all doesn't make sense. It's all just one. Yeah. Also, Yu-Gi-Oh rules are trash. If that F that game. Yeah, makes sense. We'll be friends no matter what. Yeah, and that was the whole bit around, everybody has it's and it's something that's always talked about in the Funhouse podcast, especially when they talk about movies, right? They talk about the stakes. They talk about everybody had a stake in that, right? Kaiba was trying to save his brother. Joey was trying to get money for his sister to have her operation. Yugi was trying to get his father back or grandfather back from the Shadow Realm. Okay. As I'm saying this, I realize why some people might not like the show as much as I did. He had a stake, okay? He had the stakes for him were just as big, okay? So what? He was going through a bit of an edgy phase and he had to come out of it. People work through these things differently, okay? It just be like that. People work through things differently. Oh my goodness. Fab is really out here today, dude. Question: what do you think of Twin Peaks so far? LOL. I know how you feel about the cult shows / movies. What's that supposed to mean? The stake was his pride. True. Quickly going back to like the whole stakes conversation, right? So like how high are the stakes, right? So like that's where I am troubled when it comes to the next Marvel phase. Just pointing that out there. It's going to be tough. Where's that going to go from here, right? The stakes were as high as they could have possibly ever been. And now they're just, now what do we do? Twin Peaks has good food, Omega lol. True. They do have very good food. Not wrong. Twin Peaks is a restaurant, which if you have not gone, I would highly recommend. We as a friend group have a rule. If you go to Twin Peaks for the first time, and this is your very first time that you've ever gone to Twin Peaks, you have to have their chicken fried steak, because their chicken fried steak is the size of a plate. And not just like a regular plate, like a huge plate. So you have to have that the very first time. It's just a friend thing that we have. And we've all done it. It's a really good time. It's really delicious. They have really good food. Lol. Coop Squad up in the house. What's up, Pog? How's it going? What's up, Sage? Okay. I don't have a problem with cult classics. The problem that I have with Rocky Horror Picture Show is that it sucks. That's my problem with it. Twin Peaks is fine so far. Because Twin Peaks is a show it's kind of weird. I don't really know exactly what's going on yet. We're watching the show Twin Peaks. Was an old show. It's an older show. And we don't really know what's going on. We're like 7 episodes in and it's all just kind of crazy. The whole reason we even started watching it was because Funhouse did a playthrough of Deadly Premonition, which is apparently based off of that game. So, you ever go to Twin Peaks in Vegas? I've never actually been to Vegas. Yeah. I thought we were going to go for Mazrin's wedding, but apparently that's not going to happen. Especially now, I guess. It's the whole chicken. Yeah, there's a chicken. There's chicken in chicken fried steak. Mazrin didn't invite you to his wedding? Scandal. I'll fight him the next time I see him. Don't you worry. I got you. Anybody who gifts subs to this chat has Tater's back. I will fight him. Goku versus Jiren. OMG Ultra Instinct. That's from Super, right? It's funny because it's not a chicken at all. Pepe laugh. Oh, how the turntables have turned. But yeah, Goku versus Jiren going Ultra Instinct is that's from Super, isn't it? Way better than the show, I bet. I'll keep that in mind, Ben. Keep that in mind. Can't wait for more dubbed episodes. Yeah, they're going to be coming out. Yeah, Super. Gotcha. Dragon Ball is worse than Yu-Gi-Oh! I swear Fap's just ready out here to just fight everybody. That's all he wants to do is just fight everybody. Venko didn't even invite me to his wedding. You were 12 then. Ooh. Now it's a little awkward in chat, isn't it? Fat, meet me at Zang's right now. It's not Monday. They're open. He's like 4 years older than me, so... Oh, interesting. Yeah, 1v... Let's settle this in Rust, huh? This is where grown men go to settle their problems, is 1v1ing in Rust. Get in there and fight, okay? 1v1. Best of 15. Or I guess you guys can play Halo 3 now. You guys can play Halo 3. 1v1 in that. Only what's the spirit swords? What's the not the spirit swords? What are they called? Someone help me. Someone in chat help me. What are they called? Energy swords, right? Energy blades. I'll do those. 300% gravity and a bunch of like high jumps, stuff like that. Halo 3 on Steam, Pog. Rocket League ground game only. Yeah, Vinko, you're like a pro at Rocket League, aren't you? Hey, you want to play in a tournament coming up this weekend or next weekend? Well, you got a spot. Agreed, never got into any of those. Feels bad, man. Feels bad, man. I'll fight anybody about Dragon Ball being bad. I'd have to look it up, Venko. I'd have to look it up. People watch Dragon Ball because of nostalgia. That's it. That's the reason. Hot take coming out from the Sparkly Ninja here. But is she wrong? No, she's not. Like I was saying at the top, like I was saying at the beginning of the show, I tried to rewatch them as an older, I was like probably 18, 19. It was tough. It was really tough. Honestly, everybody told me to go watch the abridged version. I was like, hey, that's actually not a bad idea. And saying it now, and then Mike's just out here just saying attacks. Oh, goodness. I'd have to look it up, Venko. Spirit Bomb, Kamehameha. Oh, Vikings out here saying Spirit Bomb too. Final Flash, Big Bang Attack. Wow, this podcast really just kind of deteriorated, huh? All we're talking about is shows. That's all right. That's all right. He's saying attacks from the show. That's what he's saying. As much as I love Dragon Ball as a kid, I kind of agree. Yeah. And unfortunately, and that's okay though. There's nothing wrong. You knew this would happen. You should have heard the intro, dude. The intro was a fucking disaster. I'm gonna leave it the way it is, though. It is what it is. It's just, but okay, like I was gonna say, there's nothing wrong with, liking, there's nothing wrong with just liking something because of nostalgia. There's nothing wrong with that. That's the thing that people need to forget. It's like, you can shit on a show as much as you want, but it's still, if you liked it, great. If it was just because you liked it just because of nostalgia, who cares? That it meant something to you at some point in time. It meant something to you at a time when maybe you needed something, good, right? So there's nothing wrong with that. I totally get it. I have shows I like because of nostalgia. Because I didn't watch Dragon Ball as a kid. As an adult, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Yeah, same. 100% same. I actually had a Facebook group chat, or it was like a Facebook group page where I would like review all the episodes as I watched them. Obviously didn't get through that, but I got through like 70 or so. And like I said, just go watch Naruto. Just do that instead. It's going to be a better time spent. I'm just being honest. DBZ knows this and they feed off of it. Yeah. That's true. That's why they're continuously making new shows, but also they're continuously making new video games that come out of this, or new whatever it may be. It just be like that. Oh, I have actually been talking for an hour. That's crazy. Ooh. Till you get to the second to last arc. Are you talking about in regular Naruto, or are you talking about also Shippuden? And keeping it all the same. Yeah. Like I was saying, well, there's always that part of Dragon Ball where it's always it's called the Goku effect, where everyone's sitting here yeah, everybody's trying to just hold off the main bad guy until Goku can show up at the end and save the world. That's kind of how it works sometimes. That's okay. I mean, if that's what you want to base your show around, that's totally fine. Because it's still also about the journey that gets there. When's the WoW Shadowlands podcast with Venko as a guest? I think I would fall asleep during that podcast, and I can't do that because you only see my face in real time. I can't fall asleep while doing my own podcast. XD. Dude, Beastgut out here just fucking trolling you. Imagine being gifted a sub and then trolling the same person that gifted you a sub. Isn't that crazy? It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Gogeta, Goku, and Vegeta merge to take Brawly down. You stay right there, Frieza. We'll deal with you later. I actually did see one of those episodes, or one of those movies with Broly, and they were pretty sick, actually. Really, where a lot of my DBZ knowledge comes from is actually from playing the game. We used to play Budokai Tenkaichi 3, and that was like what we played as like in a group of friends, like if we were chilling, hanging out. So a lot of my knowledge from Dragon Ball Z actually came from that, as opposed to actually watching the show, which is fine. So ungrateful. Your subs are so rude, Tater. I know, right? No need to imagine. It feels so good. Holy fish moly. Super finally made Brawly canon. How awesome is that? They gave him a dimension. Well, he's like considered the Hulk of Dragon Ball Z, so they kind of had to give him his own dimension, right? Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. Like, I definitely never watched Super, that's for sure. Definitely never watched Super. Everyone is toxic today. What's going on? It must be a part of the moon cycle. Not right, Knees dude? I have all the movies and shows on DVD. Holy. Yes, I get laid often. Thanks for clarifying, Mike. Appreciate it. Oh, that's actually hilarious. You guys are really hilarious tonight. I'm not going to lie. Oh, you guys are fucking funny. I'm not going to lie. I meant as in character traits, not like a literal dimension. Oh, I gotcha. They did it for the tourney, which is by far my favorite tourney, I think. Wasn't that such a good concept to take that to the next level? Let's have a tournament where everybody can, you're fighting for your world. That's such a good idea. Such a good idea that they did that. But I never, like I said, I only know from consumption or, whatever, how that worked, how that went. They humanized Broly. I think a better way to put it, because no other tournament actually had an ending, did it though? Well, wasn't there only the Cell tournament that had an ending? I'm so tired of tournament arcs in anime. Yeah, I think it's kind of a cop-out, isn't it? Just a little bit of a cop-out, but I don't know. I don't watch enough anime to know, to be honest. And the only anime that I really have fallen in love with is like Attack on Titan, which does not have that. So I've never experienced a show where I've watched it. It's not a cop-out. All right, got it. Scream Wolf, what's up? How's it going? Yu Yu Hakusho? Yeah. Yu Yu Hakusho is another anime that I've never seen, but I know of, obviously, from metamorphosis, if you want to call it. Only way to have a fight between good guys for a reason. Yeah. But shouldn't it be more than that? I don't know. I am in no way censor form at all an anime expert, because I don't never watched anime growing up. Well, other than like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, which I don't really. I guess they could be. They are considered animes, but I don't really necessarily like. I don't know. It's not that I don't like it. It's just that when it comes to anime, there's a lot of filler and stuff. A lot of that. Whatever maybe. It just happens. It was not really my cup of tea. I like to watch shows that had more like realistic aspects to them. I don't know. Maybe that's what it was. I have no idea. Who knows? So I am in no way, shape, or form an anime expert at all, whatsoever. Naruto versus Sasuke didn't need to fight and didn't need a tournament to fight. That's true though. Because they were, at least at the start, which the part that I've seen, they were rivals. Every time a tournament arc starts, it just feels like we can't think of a reason to give a hero a power-up, so he trained or something so he could win money. Interesting. I see what you're saying, and I see both sides to it. I really do. There's so many super good animes without filler. That's fair. I think that's fair. My Hero, that was a tournament. Sasuke was explicitly not a good guy after like the third arc. Ooh. I don't know where I'm at in comparison to that. That are also not 500 episodes long. XD. Any truers in the chat? Any truers? All right, y'all. So here's the deal. I want to keep talking to you guys, but unfortunately I have to cut off the podcast for right now. So I'm going to change scenes here. But I'm going to keep it here, and we're just going to keep talking because I like having this conversation with you guys, especially now that we're about to get into like a heated anime talk. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. So I am going to cut off the podcast here. But thanks everybody for watching, hanging out, chilling. Anybody who's listening to the podcast, like I said at the top of the show, thank you so much for all the support that you've given this show from the very beginning. I appreciate every single one of you, whether you've been in here for a minute, a second, whether you've gifted a sub, whether you've gifted 100 subs. Whether you've listened to the podcast once, downloaded it once, whatever it may be, thank you every single person that's ever been a part of this stream. People just coming in here for the first time, like Scream Wolf, it's good to see you. People have been here since the beginning, like Fap Central and I'm a UFO, right? It doesn't matter how long you've been here. I appreciate every single one of you that have come in and chill. I really have. Thank you so much. I'm going to end the podcast here, but like I said, we're going to keep it live. Because I want to keep having this conversation with where we're at. So, thank you again. This is Taterboy09 signing off, reminding you a minute spent in this chat is a wasted minute. So let's make it a damn good time. And I hope you had a damn good time today. Thank you.